Actually going to YouTube. So I went to Facebook last time because that was the only one that worked. But now that YouTube is working, it's just setting it all up to go for it. So we're probably already halfway live now for all I know.
Just got the notifications.
There you go. Actually going to YouTube. There we go. I went to Facebook last time because that was I'm going to get feedback if I don't. The only one that worked, but now that YouTube is working, it's just setting it all up to go for it. So we're probably already halfway live now for all I know. There we go. Cool. So now what I'll be able to do is there's a chat. Cool. All right. So for those that are paying attention, there's a couple watching actually. So hello, welcome. This is the first time we've ever streamed live to YouTube. And so forgive us if we are, how do I put it? Working things out as we go, because this is all very, very new for us here. So what I'm trying to do is set screens and things up so that I can see what's happening in real time for Tim and myself here. So hi, Tim.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Yeah, I can't complain. How's everybody?
Well, hopefully everyone out there's all good. Like I said, I've got it set up so I can see both windows now. So this is all right, cool. So like I said, just forgive us. This allows me to pay attention to the comments and other things that are going on, and just generally to keep up with what's happening. Yeah, generally speaking, here we go. We are here. The premise of tonight, we'll do a normal spiel in a second, but the premise of tonight was we actually thought we'd do just the one review live as a mystery review. And turns out that time has gotten away from me in particular this week. And we just figured, bugger it, we've got a few ready to go. And so instead of filming a standard episode that I'll edit and release later on, we'll just go and do a few reviews here now live on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll just do a regular episode as a live stream.
Yeah, try it, something different, and we'll see what happens. So
any questions or comments, pop them down. And
I am monitoring the I don't know if you're doing the same thing, but I am monitoring the chat function here on YouTube, so I'll be able to see if you have a question. I will do what I can, or we'll do what we can to answer it now.
Cool.
Yeah, so bear with me for a moment. What I'll do is I'll get on the socials and share this stuff as we go along. And do it on this one as well. This is the fun part about, a lot of other people their stuff.
People plan this stuff ahead, whereas we're just doing it on the fly and going.
Well, yeah, that's it. We decided this very, very short time ago.
A couple of hours ago.
Yeah,
a couple of hours ago. I think we both only just got home.
Pretty much, yeah. I've been out having a big day, and there's always something going on. But this in particular was a little bit more fun. We look like maybe getting Jody a new car, so that was what we're out and about doing today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because the driving of the
big car in the city, is a pain in the ass.
Yes, it is. So we're trying to get her a smaller car. Nikki's watching. Hey, Nikki. Nikki, that you've got access to the meeting link. If you feel like jumping in at any point, you can jump in whenever you like. I'll get a little noise when you jump in. It'll be all good.
Right now, Nikki is flipping you off.
Probably. She's going, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever then. So I'm trying to, if you're going to leave a comment or a question, that's all good. I know you can see the link is on the Twitter and the Facebook pages right now. I'm only going to monitor what's happening on the YouTube page. So if you want to get involved in the comments and that, do it on the YouTube page, the YouTube channel, directly there. That'll be a lot easier for us to manage. Okay, someone into the fire is asking a question. How do we see the future of international acts coming to Australia? I guess this can be an impromptu hot topic, can't it?
Yeah.
Impromptu hot topic. What do you think there, Tim?
It'll happen eventually.
Mm.
Like, I mean, if they're running the Australian Open, they're running a surfing tournament soon. So, bands will come here eventually. It's just a matter of when it's financially viable. Because I for as long as people have to quarantine, it's not going to happen because again, for something like the Australian Open, that's a big chunk of their income. Whereas a 3 or 4 day tour of Australia for a band is more of an add-on bonus, as opposed to when you're counting, touring Europe, North America, etc.
Yeah.
So honestly, it depends on once. I hate saying this, but it depends on vaccine rollouts and things like that. And the sooner we get all that sorted, the sooner we'll start seeing bands out here.
Yeah. Nikki says she's not flipping us off or me off, so that's nice to know. Thanks for not giving me the bird. For me, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. I think it stretches the boundaries of realism to think that the big tours planned for the end of 2021 are going to go ahead. I think they'll be postponed into 2022. But I think that come next year, because it'll be more viable for people to come here and actually hit the ground running as opposed to quarantining for 2 weeks, unless there is some interesting system they set up where, what would you put it? The artists can come here without doing any form of quarantine and get straight stuck into it. It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
but it's
like we saw with the Australian Open, all it takes is one person to get infected, and everyone's gonna get crucified for it. And it's like you don't want to be the person who makes the decision that says yes, they can go ahead, and then have it fuck up.
That's it.
I think that's your head on a plate.
Also, no one's asking the question of which insurance company is going to pay for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's because if it's an untested area, in that if something goes wrong as a consequence of an event and people get infected at an event and it goes on and no one's tested that yet in any sort of legal or compensatory framework. So that would be interesting to say the least. So I don't know. I would like to see it happen much, much sooner. I want it to happen now. I think we all want it to happen now. But at the same time,
take the chance and check out some locals.
That's it.
I'm going to a gig tomorrow. I think they've just released a few extra tickets for Aftershock, which is the where Witch Grinder and Den's band, whose name escapes me at the moment. Espionage are playing at. Cicada Stone have an album launch the same night as well.
Yep.
So there are actually Cicada Stone are fucking great live as well. So fantastic. There's plenty around. If you're so inclined in Melbourne, go check some stuff out.
On that note, just what we should probably do is we are going to bring back the gig guide and that stuff, sort of traditionally speaking, soon as well. We talk more bands about promoting stuff and that live streams like we're doing now, like we did the other night with Cicada Stone as well on our Facebook page. I think what would be good is maybe in the lounge, our Facebook group, we'll put like a thing, just basically try and make it so that people can sort of connect with each other about what gigs they're going to.
Yeah.
And try and grow the community in there a little bit in that regard. And so that while we wait for international bands, you can come in there and go, okay, I'm spewing, I missed, like Nikki's going, I hope Iron Maiden make it, spewing, they got cancelled. Okay, so we go, okay, if you're missing Iron Maiden, go and see. And you could list off bands like Espionage be one.
Yeah, if you like Iron Maiden, then Espionage is probably a good one to check out.
Exactly. So, if you want to see Kiss, you could go and see bands like Sisters Doll. If you want to see, what's the other one? Guns N' Roses. Fuck, take your pick. Snakebite Whiskey, when they do their shows, go and see them because they're coming down.
Yeah, actually, I if you want to come say hi at that show, I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
Yeah, I think I'll kind of try and be there as well. If you want classic rock, Electric Mary are on the way. So, if you want your...
Yeah.
So there's heaps out there. So
if you want your, citrus-related comedy punk band.
That's it. Yeah, so you got Eat the Damn Orange and Arcane Saint. So if you see either of those bands, you can go and see Tim and say hi.
Yeah, so there's plenty around. So
That's it.
Yeah.
So Into the Fire, hopefully that answered your question. He said, absolutely, please support your local band. So yes, please do. Now is the actual ideal time to do that because you're not going to see any internationals. Go see them. I guarantee you'll be blown away by the talent that's out there. And it'll be a shitload cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, extra beer monies, man.
Mm. Oh, Nikki's actually gone trigger and triple kill, fill her maiden void. So there you go.
There you go.
Yep. That's what we're talking about. We'll try and do more of that in the lounge where it's, a bit more easily accessible for everyone as well. So if you're not a part of the THRS lounge on Facebook, get into the group, join it. We've got like 164 members. It's been sitting around that number for a while. So the more the merrier. Get in there. Let's
yeah, also jump in there because we're doing footy tipping in there soon.
We will be, yeah. I didn't set that up today. Sorry, my day got away from me, but yeah, we'll be setting it up.
Yeah, so I'm keen to, because I won it the last time. It was we skipped the year from the quarantine year, so I beat Brendan in the last round, and I was very proud.
Yeah, and we'll probably put together some sort of merch pack or something for the winner as well, so that we'll have a prize as long as it's not one of us. That if someone outside of the THRS crew wins it, we'll send something their way for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Into the Fire says, cheers, guys. Appreciate your opinions and love the Hard Rock Show. Thank you very much. Cheers for watching. Hopefully stick around with us for a bit longer because we've got a few reviews to get through. I think we should move on.
Yeah, let's kick it off.
All right, let's start with the local band, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to segue into talking about Rapid Assault with their album Marching to War. It's 9 tracks for 38 minutes. It's a case of one and done for this band, it looks like. I think they split up officially after doing this release. They dropped this album in February 2021 via Hellfire Records. I believe it was also produced at Hellfire Studios. And this one actually came, so back talking about the lounge again, Tim Caterson, because we put a weekly update every Friday what releases are coming out, and Tim Caterson, one of our long-time great supporters, put this one forward to us in that chat, and so we thought, okay, we'll give it a go now. So, Tim, how'd you go?
It's a shame it broke up.
I know.
So quickly after releasing it. So,
yeah. Did you ever
excuse me.
Listen to Scarlet?
Yeah, this is pardon?
The band Scarlet. Did you listen or see them?
Oh, okay. Is they related?
No, but it's like Scarlet did an album. Then same circumstance, yeah.
But this is like a they managed to toe the line between like an 80s thrash band and an 80s hard rock band really well, and it's a fine balance.
It's hard to do.
And they pulled it off beautifully. And what I love about this too, they've gone like, because there's so many ways to do things now. They've just gone, fuck it.
Yeah,
we want this to sound like an 80s album.
Yeah.
It sounds like an 80s album.
It's full on.
There's no modern tricks here. There probably is modern tricks here, to be honest with you. But that hissy tone and that vocals just sitting a little bit back, and it's really beautifully done. It's a great throwback. If you like 80s hard rock, if you like 80s metal, as we were saying before, if you're an Iron Maiden fan or anywhere for a Dio fan or anything in between, this is a great album.
Yeah,
I don't know who fucked up in this band for it to break up after a one and done like a few weeks after its release. Surely it's worth getting together again. Escape was my highlight. Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Nice. Nikki loves your t-shirt, Tim, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Get on the beers.
Yeah.
Hospital, the poor bastard, so hopefully he gets well soon. Despite whatever political view you might have, hopefully he gets well soon because no one should be going through that shit.
Yeah, this was broken back effectively.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Slip on the stairs.
Yeah.
Fuck that. While he wasn't coming back from holiday, the day I was coming back. So, yeah, despite what anyone thinks, wishing the best here. But you were dead right about Rapid Assault. If you like your 80s rock and metal, this is for you. Between lyrics, the production, the style, it's a throwback. But like you said, they've tied that line between imitation or parody and being fun and original at the same time. So they've towed that line really nicely, and it's a lot of fun. It's pretty big. Like the production is one of the big things you notice about it. The reverbs and all sorts of stuff. It's big 80s feel and sound on this. And it's got some grip, but it also punches really nicely with a big, pushes the speakers really well. I like the balance. I like how the lead guitar cut through just enough, and the vocals are out front where they need to be for this style of music. And I thought there was some nice use of like the hard panning left and right to give some more space to it. I think Some of the reverb on the vocals went a bit too far. There's a bit too much reflection on the plate reverb stuff going on. I was like, oh, like I get it completely, and it fits into the vibe entirely, but it was just like touch distracting, just on a couple of bits and pieces here and there, not all the way through. But I'm picky, so if you know me, you know that, so don't worry about it. I think the vocals are good though. They're nice and melodic. There's some nice harmonies in there as well, which is really cool. And it's riff driven, but the lead work on this is like when it cuts through and comes and it fills out those parts of the songs really nicely, not overplayed, really tasty stuff, very cool. And what you get the impression of is what, you know, if you like the 80s stuff, this would be a hell of a lot of fun to see live. Like this would have been a party. You go and see this band play live, you know you're just going to be in for a fun night. I thought there was good gear changes. They weren't afraid to slow things down. And I thought the writing performances were all good. It was tight enough, but also loose enough to keep that fun view, that live vibe going on to it too. But the diversity was still like, there's a track on here which was straight out of the Thin Lizzy playbook with the dual lead work and all that sort of stuff. Like they changed things up. It's not just your traditional 80s, you know, rock and metal album. It's got a bit.
That's what I mean. It's not a rock album. It's not a metal album. They're sitting somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And at times they go full rock, and at times they go full metal.
Yeah.
But they do find that balance quite nicely.
I think, like in tying in what you're saying there, this is one of those records that, well, if you like that era, you'll find something on this record. Do you know what I mean? If you're a fan of that time, or if you're a fan of something fun when you listen to music, this is now to put on. It's a very good party album. I think it's not the most original thing in the world, but it's exceptionally well done for what it is. It doesn't need to be anything original. They've just done a very good job of it. And I'm like you, it's a shame it's one and done. I don't know why they broke up. This is a great album.
Gee, someone fucked up bad.
Because this is good music, well recorded. Like the whole thing is good. So fuck. I hate when bands do that. They release a good album, they go, no, that's it, we're done. It's like, fuck off. Because these guys had a lot of potential. It's a little rough around the edges. That's part of the charm of this. Like, I don't know. If you like it 80s, if you like guitar bass, this is for you. Like you, 8 out of 10. Marching to War, Road to Hell, and Back from You were my standouts on this one. That's a different set of standouts to you.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. It's actually funny to go to this one after doing a punk special recently, which actually, if you're watching this, tune in to Adelaide, Channel 44 tonight at 10:30 p.m. local time, Adelaide, for our second part of our punk special. That's going to air tonight over there. And for those wondering, yes, I will be releasing the whole thing eventually on YouTube when I get around to editing it. Actually, that one's pretty much done. I've got to get a whole lot of other shit done at the same time. I'm trying to keep things in a timeline. I'm trying to get there. It's a slow process, but it is getting there. Anyway, moving on. Next review is NoFX with Single Album. So this is 10 tracks for 36 minutes, the 14th studio album from the American band, released February 2021 via Fat Records, produced by Bill Stevenson and Jason Livermore at Motor Studios in California. One single has so far been released in Linoleum. So far, the album has peaked at 152 in the US, number 25 here in Australia, with a couple of chart spots in Europe to go with it. There's a guest spot on this from Avenged Sevenfold, and this was originally intended to be a double album, but COVID fucked that up, and so now it's a single album, hence the name. So there you go. How'd you go with this one, Tim? Bit of
Thank
fun?
God for COVID.
Right. Not a fan?
No, not a fan. Not a fan at all. Look, musically, I thought there were some good moments on here in the sense that, you know, I'm a sucker for a nice groovy drum beat and there's some a 1-3-5 chord progression. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for it, and I like it. I will say that I like it. But the lyrics on here are fucking atrocious and make it absolutely unlistenable to a point. Like to put it on here, right? To make sure everybody understands what I'm talking about. There's a song on here called "My Bro Can Survive Cancer."
Yeah,
right? And it's spelt like cancer vibe.
Yep.
Right, cancer vibe. And the lyrics are about like trying to convince his cancer suffering mate to do as much drugs as possible. And at the end, they basically say their friend like tried to convince them for like weeks to write a song about him, and eventually they just half-assed did it, and that's the song. but that's in the lyrics. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying like they're making fun of their cancer. Like that's the band saying that.
Yeah.
Like fuck euphemism kind of sounded like it sounded like a cool complaint song from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a song Dave would like.
yeah, but like, okay, look, the most played song last year was Cardi B,
Mm.
and I would say there was not much euphemism in that song.
No.
So I don't know what euphemism this guy is complaining about.
Yeah. Context doesn't make sense.
Like it's a very out of touch old man record.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, no effects of always be the they'll always be the I don't know how you put it. The screaming trees of California punk. They're a very average band. It's a 4 out of 10 because I'm a sucker for a chord progression.
Okay. No standouts on that?
Nah, God no.
That'd be the answer I'd get, but I thought, bugger it, I got to ask anyway. I'm not as harsh as you on it. I didn't mind it. I think whoever made the decision on the opening and closing tracks needs to rethink that.
Yes.
Finishes flat as fuck. Like, why would you do that?
What the hell was with that opening track?
It was a shit way to open a record, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you put
the best part is it's called The Big Drag.
I know, and that's the thing. And it's the longest song on the album, I think, too.
It's the longest, slowest song.
I know. Like, whoever decided to open it with that, dumb. Like that, mate. Like, if you're going to put this on, start at track 2, just skip track 1. If you feel like it, go back to it at the end. It'll make more sense, I think. But even then, if you play that one after the ending track, it'd be almost 10 minutes of boredom. So I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Not those two positions were pretty ordinary. The lyrical stuff, yeah, there's some dark humor in it, which I enjoyed that part. There's some upfront, in your face shit that's designed to be offensive or piss people off, and it probably will achieve that. This is not for those that are in the.
Yeah, but it's a design to piss people off in the sense that it's like, oh my god, he said sex. It's that kind of offensive stuff.
Yeah,
it's like a 2002 like Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah, that
like,
kind of,
God.
There was a song about drinking his own pee in the end. And
yeah, like it's that kind of offensive. It's not actually offensive.
Yeah. The like I said, the other side of it, like that sort of stuff, like the darker, twisted, more interesting stuff was interesting in that regard for me. I didn't mind the twisted sort of humor in there a bit. I thought, regardless, the fun aspect was what kind of made it interesting to me. The songs are really simple. The production's good. Does what it's supposed to do. It catches everything nicely. It's yeah. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's if you like quote unquote the California punk music, you're going to get what you expect out of this record. The Avenged Sevenfold guest appearance, that you don't even fucking notice it.
No,
that was kind of what?
Did they get the whole band in there? Or?
The whole it's a guest spot from Avenged Sevenfold. So I don't know.
That's what I mean. Did they get the whole like band in there, or?
I think it was more than M Shadows, but I don't know because M Shadows has done stuff and been credited as a solo before.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. It was weird to get this. I mean, it's not as though like if on about the third pass, I go, okay, I can hear the difference now. I can hear the vocal and that sort of stuff, but it wasn't anything. Wow, cool. It was amazing. No, it was just like, yeah, okay, it was there, but I don't know. The thing I found interesting in the context of doing the punk special a few weeks ago was how Fish and a Gun Barrel had that reggae touch.
Yeah.
that was, for me, being more of a novice to the whole genre overall and having just gone through the punk process where I enjoyed that more than I thought. I was probably more open-minded to this, being, okay, well, I can sort of get into this bit more because I can see the references more readily, if that makes sense. So it's probably colored my opinion overall on it. But because of things like that and being able to pick up on stuff, I get the in-joke now. That sort of made me feel there's a bit more fun for me. But at the same time, like, you get a bit of Southern in there with Doors and Fours. So, they switch things up a bit here and there. I also liked on Doors and Fours how the bass sort of took the lead. That was pretty cool as well. I did enjoy that aspect of that. That rumble on that was really cool. Look, it's one of those records where if you like this stuff, the highs will be high, but I think for everyone, you'll find the lows will be pretty fucking low. Like, the low songs do bottom this thing out pretty heavily. I think it's a short listen, which is okay in this context. But at the same time, I think everyone that listens to this will find different songs that will appeal to them most. And that's mostly to do with things like the storytelling and lyrical content. That'll be what sets things apart for the individual, not so much the writing of the songs. It's all performed and mixed well, that sort of stuff. It's what, the story is going to be what gets your attention or puts you off, kind of a thing. So for me, it was interesting. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Not the worst thing I've heard this year, but it's not the best either. It's just one of those records that's there, and I'll probably forget about it by the end of the year. So for my standouts, I actually picked Fuck Euphemism because I thought it was some dumb fun for the hell of it. I also picked Fish in the Gun Barrel because the anti-gun stance was actually pretty cool in that one. It was about as close as you got to the anti-establishment stuff. And Doors and Fours was an interesting one as well on this. So I'll have this thing. Okay. Because, in theory now, this is the part of the week when I get my shit sorted out. Bear with me. Like I said, we're doing this live for the first time. So this is very different. And it's going to be the main event for this evening because why not? And we've teased this during the week as being our mystery review. And we did put up on Facebook a question mark about anyone trying to guess what it is, but Facebook reach has been a bit shit this week in particular because we had a really good one with the live stream the other night. And so when you have a really good post that goes really, really well, they tend to throttle your reach to make you pay for shit on Facebook. So didn't get as much feedback on this as we like, but for the first time, I think ever on the show, we're going to talk about Insane Clown Posse in a review context. So this will be very, very interesting. So it's Insane Clown Posse with Yum Yum's Lure, 8 tracks for 34 minutes. This EP was released by Psychopathic Records on February 17, which also happens to be Juggalo Day. This features there you go, Tim.
The words you just said.
This features a collaboration with Alien Ant Farm on the track Afraid of Life. And overall, this EP represents the first glimpse of the almighty 5th Joker's card of the second deck. For those playing along, they've had a long narrative for quite a while in that regard, from what I understand. So, Tim, when we decided to do this one, because we decided this just randomly last week when we were filming our last episode together, what's your history with this group, if any?
WCW.
Okay. Yep.
I have never listened to an Insane Clown Posse song ever.
Oh, wow.
No.
Okay. This would be an experience for you.
I dare I say, I think they're better wrestlers.
Okay.
Oh, God. This was...
Nikki's gone, the THRS crew are an Insane Clown Posse. Yeah, we pretty much are.
Yeah, this was sad. To the point where, like, if you like this band, I will consider it a personality flaw from now on.
All right.
Well, this is bad, atrociously bad. Like Tommy Lee's EP album bad.
Oh, man, that's hard.
Like, this is atrocious. This is unlistenable garbage.
Wow.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, this is proof that a gimmick works.
I guess so.
Because they like Insane Cloud Posse have managed to carve out a career out of being Insane Cloud Posse.
Yeah.
You know, with the face paint and whether I like it or not, some people feel like they identify with this band. To be honest with you, the last time I saw them in the new was when one of them tried to dropkick Fred Durst and missed.
That's right.
But like in an album review context, this is straight in the bin.
Wow. Okay.
Like, this is you know what it reminds me of? You know in The Simpsons where Homer builds the clown bed for Bart, and it's just that you shall die before you wake.
Yeah.
Just that on a loop for like 25 minutes.
Okay.
It was a very hard listen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my review.
I expected if Dave was here, that's the review I'd expect from him. I thought you might be a little more open to it than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get one thing straight. I am in no way, shape, or form personally a rap connoisseur of any kind. I know nothing about the genre. I will not pretend to know anything about the genre. This group, however, I do know a bit about. Back in the old days with Shane, Shane loved this stuff, and as such, I was forced to listen to it and came to like them through osmosis kind of thing, just constant exposure to certain things. And because I'll have to play some songs like The Great Malenko and things like this, because early on they wrote a bunch of songs that have a whole bunch of wrestling lyrics, like Sabu your mama through a coffee table and shit like this. Like there is some fun stuff there for the classic wrestling fan. So I think the location joke effect is going to take effect on this one. Tough Sneezo, hey, dude, sweet, I watch you lot after Wrestle Girl, lol. Watch us whenever you want, I think would be a response to that. Yeah, sweet to watch us whenever you want to watch us. That's okay. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so yeah, basically this is a location joke kind of effect because when these guys were in WCW, I already knew of them kind of a thing. And so when they were writing songs about things that were going on at that time, I was very much in the moment with them when that was going on. Now, since years have gone by, I've fallen further and further away. Like the Joker deck cards and things. I know they've got a whole big mythology basically built out around it all. I think for me, I enjoyed watching them on wrestling. That was entertaining. I think that some of the music I struggle with. The Amazing Maze was fun though, for those who know that one. You have to have Channel 31 in Oz. Yes, you can watch after Wrestle. Okay, cool. That makes more sense. Thanks for the context. Yes, awesome, cool. Well, I hope you'll tune in on Saturday night because I have a new episode for you there as well. But yeah, so for me, you have to have a bit of a twisted sense of humor to enjoy this one. I think it's kind of like a horror rap kind of a thing. It's an interesting stuff. As such, I'm not going to get into the production and writing kind of values on this sort of stuff. It's all a bit whatever in this regard because it's all just purely studio stuff. But the lyrical content is where you are either going to really enjoy this or really find it painful. And for me, this has that Carney vibe all through it, and that hasn't left them over the years. I thought there was some surprising use of melody. Like I said, I was listening to this one going, I can imagine Dave's reaction to this. This would be interesting. I thought the collaboration with Alien Ant Farm was actually pretty cool. I didn't mind that one. It was a different flavor on the record. And I think for me, the years having gone by, I've even seen these guys live. There you go. So there you go, Tim. Way back, the old Hi-Fi bar, went and saw him live a fucking lifetime ago.
And you don't like Limp Bizkit?
No, I don't. I don't. Don't ask me why. Because even though we used to listen to it back in the day, Limp Bizkit was another one like that got a run, and I could never get into Limp Bizkit, but I could get into a bit of this. Just because it was I think because it was so stupid, I've learned to not take it seriously, and so I just laugh at it all the time, which is cool. So there you go. I thought it was actually pretty fun. I thought the performances were pretty solid in this from going back through the years. Shaggy 2, Dope and Violent J haven't lost anything. Whether you thought they had anything to begin with is up to you. But for me, they haven't gone backwards in that regard. But I think for me, it won't be for everyone, clearly. I'm surprised that you binned it. I'm very surprised at that. But for me, it was more about a bit of nostalgia effect, I think, kicked in on me for this one as well. So it's a rap record. It's got a carny horror clown kind of feel. The reference you made to The Simpsons is actually pretty much on point in a lot of respects. But it's about how much fun you'll have while you listen to it. For me, it wasn't horrible. I didn't mind it. I am curious enough because I was up to speed with. I'm not up to speed with what they've done in between with the mythology and all that sort of stuff. So. I do want to go back and I'm curious about to see where they've gone with it. I don't think I'll get to it anytime soon, though. It's like I'm curious, but it's not going to be at the top of my list. But it was a lot of fun for me, being a bit of nostalgia. I don't know. I enjoyed it more than I thought it would, actually. 7.5 out of 10. So I'm surprised that you've been in. I'm giving a 7.5 out of 10. This is fucking it's like Reverso world for us this week. My favorites on this one were Ding Ding Doll, Afraid of Life, and Clown Heads. There you go. So, there you go. So we've got some questions here quickly. Tough Sneezo is still here with us, so I'm glad you're watching. He says he's a sad heavy metal pervert, so I'm glad you are because you're not alone there. But he also asks us, what do we think of pirate metal? I, for one, fucking love the stuff. What about you?
Yeah,
Tim?
love it.
Yeah. Now, my wife and children, on the other hand, can't fucking stand it. So Jody and the kids, they don't like it at all. I'm the only one.
It's just an English take on folk metal.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, I think people get too caught up on it. You know, it's a good rolling rhythm and a nice melody.
Yeah, I love the storytelling in it too. Bottle of rum.
That's it. I mean, who doesn't get Drink by Ailstorm stuck in their head?
Oh, that's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great,
and it's perfect. It's perfect what we do here. I love it. I reckon pirate metal is a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah, like I said, it's harder for me because the family don't like it, but I love it. And if I ever want to piss them off or it's like 3 o'clock in the morning on a long road trip, I'll put it on then because everyone else is asleep in the car.
What was the thing? Because I was always an Amon Amarth
fan. Okay, yeah, so it'd be easy.
So I know they had the whole Viking thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So then when bands like, you know, Ailstorm and Lagerstein and Claim the Throne came along, it was just such a natural fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, it's just an English version of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Tough. I don't know if you've watched seen or listened to Lagerstein, but that's a great Aussie band in this scene as well. And I haven't seen the thrash metal much in Japan. Have we? We haven't done much in Japan. We've done a few bits and pieces here and there, but not much.
Not much in Japan. I have seen a couple of Japanese bands. I've seen not thrash bands, but I saw. I was a big fan of a band called Crossfaith.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
We did.
I managed to catch them live a few times. They were a really good band. Not a thrash band, of course. But yeah, like I know. But yeah, but apart from that, I'm not too sure of too many. I did see one band with a friend of mine called. Again, not a thrash band, but called One OK Rock. They were kind of like a pop punk band. I thought they were okay, but again, my friend thought they were the greatest thing since. It's probably some other pop punk band. But yeah, like I'd love to delve into that kind of stuff because I know way back when in high school, and I used to listen to Dir and Grey.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because they had that whole like horror thing going on as well, and they were really interesting. And like we've all listened to bands like X Japan,
yeah,
and things like that. So, and when it comes to sort of Japanese heavy metal, like I know for me, I sort of fell out of it, and I kind of lost touch with it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to get back and see what's going on because I mean we were actually supposed to tour Japan last year.
That's right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd be curious to see what's going on there at the moment.
We should do a Japanese or an Oriental themed special at some point. I reckon we've had a few requests for that over the years. We should probably bite the bullet on that and try and learn some more, because I'm not up to speed with it at all. I only know what people more or less point out to me, not so much all over it. So it'd be a good learning experience, like what I did with Punk, for example, to be pretty cool. So Tough Sneaker has recommended Ningen Isu, Heartless Scat. They make he or she want to learn Japanese. Cool.
Well, I'll give him a run for sure.
Yeah, cool. Back onto the pirate metal stuff. People have mentioned Running Wild a couple of times now. It's Nikki and Into the Fire. I've mentioned Running Wild. It's cool. Yeah. Unlucky Morpheus are being mentioned as a great Japanese metal band, highly recommended by Into the Fire. Cool, it's another one. And Tough has mentioned The Who, which we are all in love with.
The Who are great. Yeah. Actually, there was one band I was hoping to see download this year or last year.
Yeah.
Phenomenal band.
That's what I want to see live. That is one I definitely want to see live as soon as I can possibly get a chance.
I was watching even like the lead up before things turned to shit. I was watching like the bootleg clips on YouTube of them live.
Yeah,
and it just looks so much fun.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, I'm spewing. There was the one band I was spewing. I miss.
Yeah. Random question: Manowar complete pricks for never coming to Melbourne. They've never been to Australia, I don't think. Manowar pricks. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I think from everything I've heard, they were just pricing themselves ridiculously out of the market. No one's ever going to pay the fee they're asking for, so make of that what you will. What do you think of that one, Tim?
If that's the case, cool. But on the flip side, Ross the Boss tours here quite regularly.
Yeah, he does.
And by all accounts, like I've never been to shows. I'm not really a huge Manowar fan, but people who like Manowar who've gone to see Ross the Boss tend to really like his shows. So, I'd recommend checking him out.
Yeah, no, I'm curious about that one. Yeah, Baby Metal has taken my soul. That's from Tough Sneeze.
Baby Metal are great. I was actually supposed to. I was going to review their last album when I was doing, because for a while I was doing reviews for YouTube, and I just for whatever reason just didn't get around to it. but they are so much fun to listen to.
It'd be interesting, see, because that's a band that I struggle with. Is Baby Metal? I struggle
because they're not a metal band. They're a J-pop band with a heavy metal gimmick. And once you kind of get around that and just kind of listen to it for what it is, it's kind of fun.
Okay, I'll try again. I will try again. But yeah, I think we don't want to keep everyone for too long. It's a 40+ minute stream at this point in time, and it's great having people here with us, which is fantastic. It's actually, to be honest, getting more people. We've got a few watchers now and getting more comments than I honestly thought we would get on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure that if anyone asks any questions, we'll get to them shortly. But I do want to do the do. So make sure you're following us. Find all of us. Just Google the Hard Rock Show and follow us on any social media channel you prefer. I'll try and recut this for audio stuff to be on our. We have Spotify audio and other stuff like that as well. So check us out on audio if you want to. If you'd be so kind, please check out our Patreon page. We're the Hard Rock Show on Patreon. Any help you can give us in that regard is fantastically appreciated. But also our sponsors. A big thank you to Scooting, Screen Printing, Old Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Find them, give them a follow as well. They're great. They've helped us a lot over a while now. So please give them a bit of love for the help they give us here. Our next filming session is actually going to be Mastodon on Saturday. So our next actual regular episode will be out before that one. And that will probably have Rob Zombie and a few other ones as reviews in that one. So that's one to look forward to in that regard. And if you want to watch us on TV, you can, like Tough is saying here, he'll check us out on Channel 31. Yes, you can watch us Channel 31 Saturday nights at 10:30 p.m. and on Channel 4 in Adelaide, which is Thursday, the same as streaming this one now. So Thursday nights, 10:30 p.m. on Channel 44. We're not quite done yet. We do have the bin to go to in just a second. So we're just doing the official shit to get out of the way. But yeah, like I said, our next special is Mastodon. We'll be releasing that one at the end of the month. People, Tough has also mentioned wants to see Old School Pegasus, Wings of Steel. Now, that's an album that's fucking good. Have you ever listened to that one, Tim?
No, I've been recommended it a few times, but I know, that's like Tim Caterson, I'm a huge fan of that. Guys like Mick and Dave and that. But
yeah, no, they're actually pretty cool on record.
Pegasus, yeah.
What else have we got? People are saying they're enjoying it and thanking us for listening to Metal
Well,
Ravings.
to be honest as well, because we're unsure about, in all likelihood, community TV is done in a few months.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like for us, we're lucky enough to have a little bit of an audience that we can do stuff like this. And we'll be looking at, keep an eye out for us because we'll be doing more stuff like this in the future, whether on here or on Facebook. And like Andrew said, we're all over Spotify these days as well and any other platforms. So as great as TV is, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And for us as well, we just like doing this stuff. It gives us a chance to listen to music. So
yeah, I do enjoy the audience interaction as well. I think it's a lot of fun. So I think more live is definitely in our future. So if you enjoyed this one, then stick around. Keep following us on social because we will tease. We will do occasional random lives, but we will tease the more structured live stuff on social. So if you want to make sure you don't miss them, follow us on any social media channel you prefer, and we'll do more of this, I'm sure, very, very soon. But I think for now, it's time for us to move on to that part of the week we all really love. It is time for the bin. So, Tim, what do you have for the bin this week?
Complaints about the new Space Jam.
Okay, that's random.
No. So there's two complaints that people are going on about. One, I understand the complaint, but it's a dumb complaint. The other one is just a plain ass dumb complaint.
Okay.
The first is because Pepe Le Pew's not in it.
Okay, right.
What? For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the argument is, well, they're not going to not watch Pepe Le Pew and then go play Grand Theft Auto. And it's like, well, it's a Bugs Bunny cartoon. The person who's targeted to watch the Bugs Bunny cartoon is not playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. I can vouch for that.
Well, unless it's the nostalgia audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like myself. But the other one is, again, and it's a complaint that I saw amongst the nostalgia audience, but actually a huge complaint, was that they redrew Lola Bunny to look more like a regular bunny, if you don't catch my drift.
Okay, radio. Yep.
Or she doesn't look like a hypersexualized rabbit.
Yeah. It's not
and people were furious.
Wow.
People were furious.
What?
Radio. Maybe I'm in too many meme groups.
That is your thing. That's where you like to hang out.
Yeah, I mean, particularly the Curb Your Enthusiasm meme group is particularly upset. But
really, fucking hell.
Yeah.
In this day and age, that's not what I worry about.
Yeah, also, shit parkers. Because when you park next to a shit parker, it makes you a shit parker. Then they get out. The person who parks next to you thinks you're the shit parker.
Mm-hmm.
Just redo it.
Yeah, practice. Get it right. It's actually hard once you just get the hang of it. Yeah, you're all vented. You're out.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. So for mine, for those you'll get to see this on Saturday night on Channel 39 if you're watching. I'm putting myself in the bin this week, and this flows from our last session where I binned visits from the mother-in-law. Because as a consequence of the karma attached to that, my mother-in-law came again, my brother-in-law came as well, and fucked up my entire week again. So I'm putting myself in the bin for binning it in the first place because karma came and fucking hit me with a bus and fucked up my entire week. So I'm just going to zip it from now on. I'm not going to word about it. That's it. I'm putting myself in the bin because I fucked up last time, so it's fitting that I do that this time around to hopefully restore some balance to allow me to get things done. It was lovely seeing them, but I got nothing done, which is a problem because I've got a lot to do by Saturday. And in the midst of all this, I'm back at work tomorrow, so I've lost today again. So yay! But I'll get there in the end. Just be.
There's nothing wrong with being back at work.
No, it's money coming in. I'm not complaining about that at all. But again, Patreon, if you want to help me do more, that's the best way to help me do more. But I think that's it. I think we've come to the end. Thank you to everyone for sticking around and watching us do this thing live. Tough has also mentioned that Rebecca Black Friday metal version is the only good one. I'm sure.
Actually, Google Stephen Colbert singing that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For real?
For real.
Okay.
That is also a decent version of that.
Okay. That I'll have to check out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that one now. All right. But I think we'll love you and leave you all out there, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We will do more of this again very, very soon. Until then, though, I'm Andrew.
Tim.
As always,
Drink up.
rock on.